SLTY is out. SLTY is going to be hitting the market today, from what I understand. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, just a pensioner looking into making my life better and hopefully yours as well. SLTY, which is supposed to be the inverse of ULTY or ALTI. So you got salty and alti. How stupid do you have to be to buy this fund? I mean, seriously. Now, if you look at what it's going to open, its opening price, on their website, on YieldMax's website, the NAV is $50. So they're shooting to get $50 a share. And the premise is that it's the inverse to ALTI. So if you buy ALTI, right, and it goes down, if you complement ALTI with SALTY, SLTY, it'll go up. You know what I mean? So it's like one goes down, one goes up, one goes up, one goes down. So they're supposed to be the inverse of each other. How stupid can you be? Right? Because Salty's coming out today, but Alti's been out for over a year. If you're losing money in Alti, you shouldn't invest in Salty. You should get out of Alti. If you're losing money, stop losing money. If you believe that Alti is going to recover and go higher, then Salty is going to go down because it's the inverse. So it's counterintuitive. If you're investing in Alti and hoping, right? Hope is the most powerful driver in the universe, that Alti is going to go up, then why would you buy Salty, which is the inverse of that, which is if Alti goes up, Salty goes down. It makes no sense. Please make it make sense. Because for me, let's say, for example, and this is my opinion, Alti is a high IV, like implied volatility, seller of call options. It also buys protected puts. So, and Salty, from what I've seen on the website, is a seller of options. So Alti's a seller of options and Salty's a seller of options. Now, if Salty was actually an inverse to Alti, then they should be selling puts, not selling call options. They should be selling put options. It's confusing because when you look at the website, everything they've listed down is a call option, sale of a call option. But, you know, it's the first day. I'll give them grace and say they've got some fool who's not properly putting in the information, because they list around 3.7 million, something like that, as the total assets under management. Yet 7 million, let's just say 7 million, make it easy. That's going to open at $50. 7 million times $50 is 350 million. So somebody's got their numbers crossed. And the listed trades that they say they have are covered calls or naked calls, because, well, I guess they can buy. When you're a fund, you get special privileges, so God, nobody knows what they have. I look at SLTY and I think, what kind of idiot would invest in SLTY? It blows my mind. I can't understand it. I can't figure it out. Because if you have a positive outlook on the marketplace, then SLTY is the worst thing that you could possibly invest in. Because SLTY is a negative outlook. So if I have a negative outlook on the economy, SLTY would be okay. But I'm not naturally a negative person. I'm a positive person. I believe tomorrow will be better than today, and I think today is going to be a pretty good day. And on like that in the future, yeah. You know what I mean? Sometimes days aren't as good as other days. But when you get to be my age, every day you wake up is a great day. Believe me, right? It might, physically I might be in pain. My mind might wander off to another part of the universe, but hey, I'm pretty well grounded. I don't get it. I'm not a financial advisor. You make your own decision. But I personally wouldn't go near SLTY. It's just counterintuitive. Think about you. Sometimes it's information overload, right? You can get too much information from looking stuff up on the internet. And in your desperation to justify owning ULTY, there's no justification for owning it. In my opinion, there's a cliff and it's going off the cliff, right? So then you think, okay, well, intuitively, if Alti is going off the cliff, then I'll buy SLTY, right? Because it's the inverse. But I bought 52 of Yomax's ETF funds. All 52 are down. And if I buy this one to make it the 53rd, then I'll have 53 ETFs that Yomax has issued that will go down. I'm not going near it. I would say, from the way that Yomax works, that if SLTY opens up at 50, yeah, there might be some hype. Everybody's been waiting for it. But within a very short period of time, it'll be in the 40s. It could happen today. But in a very short period of time, it'll be in the 40s, then the 30s, then the 20s, right? To me, it's uninvestable. You make your own decision. You go to a financial advisor and ask them, because they're professionals. I am not. I'm a pensioner. I don't see it. I mean, just you're launching the fund today, and almost all of the information that you have on the product that you're launching, right, is incorrect. What does that say about the fiduciary responsibility of YieldMax? Don't you think somebody would have, double checked? Like, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once? Nobody checked nothing. According to their information, instead of there being 350 plus million in assets under management, there's 3.7 something million. That's not a little mistake. 350 million, 7 million. That's a big mistake. How do you do that? And now you want me to trust you with my money when you can't even get your money right? Are you out of your mind? The problem is, there's a lot of stupid people. I mean a lot of stupid investors. And it's a rough thing to say that people are stupid, because people are naturally stupid, right? That's how come we die in so many mysterious ways. Because we're stupid and we do stupid stuff, right? And this is financial death, in my opinion. However, you be you, I'll be me, because I'm not the smartest person around. My cables don't even line up here. I don't see it. And okay, I'm being, harsh, but a fool and their money will soon be parted. It's just how it is. And to make up for the excuse, I've seen them, representatives from YieldMax on YouTube, saying, we're trying to get the inverse of SLTY to balance it, and SLTY, and it's coming, and SLTY is going to be the answer for NAV decay and price drop on SLTY. SLTY will counterbalance that. Are you drinking the Kool-Aid, man? Are you drinking the Kool-Aid? This is out of control. These, for me, if you're a representative, you could say that this fund deals with the derivatives market differently than SLTY, and could be a good counterbalance. However, if SLTY is going down and all 52 of the ETFs are going down, well, the law of probability, and I didn't invent this. The law of probability is that this 53rd fund is also going to go down. Don't you think? 52 are down. You're adding one. It's going to skyrocket. Are you out your mind? Are you out your mind? But everybody to themselves, and you can do what you want, but I'm not touching it. I am not touching SLTY. And of the 52 funds that I bought, 50 of them I want to get out of. But because I'm a fool, right? I'm a fool. I know I shouldn't have done it. But there were some promises that I heard on the internet and that I heard from YieldMax representatives, some statements that I believe to be true, right? Because I think that YouTube whatever anybody says on YouTube has to be checked and it's got to be right. And if it's incorrect, then people will let you know, and it'll either be taken down or modified. But that's not the case. That's not the case either, right? Misleading information does happen on the internet. And I fell victim to it. And then with my own personal pride, of course, pride goeth before the fall. It's in the good book, right? And I tried to make something that's broken work. In my opinion, the business model that EOMax has for all of its funds are broken models. They're not. They may not be a Ponzi scheme, they may not be a pyramid scheme, but they're not well thought out, in my opinion. Just the interaction between EOMax and its transfer agent, U.S. Bancorp, on distributions, right? Or the lack of governance, right? It makes me question the whole viability of the entire fund. And even then, I tried to justify buying SLTY. And even then, I tried to justify buying more Alti. When I know that it's going off a cliff. We'll see very shortly how SLTY reacts. According to EOMax ultra short option page, right? Its NAV is at $50, so that tells me it's going to be issuing SLTY, EOMax's ultra short option income strategy ETF, at $50. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not investing in it, but I'll keep an eye on it. And then I'll report in when it goes into the 40s. And then I'll report in when it goes to the 30s. And then I'll report when it goes into the 20s. And after that, I don't care. I don't want to know about it. Right? But I personally don't trust the fund. I personally don't trust this ETF. And just as my viewpoint, if you are a positive person, why would you buy a fund that shorts the market? If you think the market's going to go up, right? And then even so, you got to understand that derivatives work like this, right? People say call option, put option, but they're derivatives, right? They're derived from something. So let's say you sell a put option on a stock that's $10, right? And the stock goes up. Well, your put option becomes worth less than it did when you sold it. So at some point, that stock that you wrote the derivative on goes to a point and then starts coming back down. Well, you lose value in that put option. And at that point, you can make a decision. Do I take my profit, or do I wait to see if that stock goes up? However, the inverse of that is that stock that you wrote a derivative option on goes from at $8, that was at $10, and you sold an $8 put option, and that stock goes down to $6. then somebody can put, that's why it's called put. They can put that stock to you for $8, right? Now you did collect, right, on the sale, but what if you collected $1 and now it's $2 below? Well, you end up losing $1. You do get the shares, but you've lost $1. And that's what this fund is supposed to do in theory. However, when I look on the page, everything's a call option. I can't really say. It was the first day, right? First day, you think that they would be organized, but apparently they are not. Be very careful. I think this is, in my opinion, a very bad investment. Right? Don't be stupid. Do your research. If you have to, seek advice from a financial planner. And I'm just some guy, some pensioner on YouTube, but I don't like it. I know. However, I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. So have a good day. See you on the other side.